Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports, and we're going to talk some Philadelphia Eagles news. And there's just no excitement going into this Sunday's game against the New Orleans Saints. After that horrible performance last Sunday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys, I just have no hope in this Eagles team right now. And I have no hope for them going into a really good Saints team. They're going to New Orleans. I really don't see them matching up to what Drew Brees can do. And I don't know. Is this Eagles team good enough to win the division? I have no idea. Because they're just coming off the gate. They got a couple wins, but then just recently, they just haven't looked good. And there's a lot of problems with this Eagles team. Yeah, the defense is really sloppy. We have so many complaints about Jim Schwartz in the defense, but when I was listening to Mike Missanelli today, he says, should we also be blaming Carson Wentz for some of the woes with this team? And yeah, honestly, you can be blaming Carson Wentz because his red zone game this year is not what it was like last year. Last year, he was really good in the red zone, but right now, this year, he just isn't good at all. So, as a whole, this Eagles team they aren't doing good. And right now, Doug Peterson, I really hated when Doug Peterson said this was the new norm because it can turn into a completely different way because there was so much pressure on this team to go back and possibly repeat for another Super Bowl. But is that pressure clicking in on this team that we have to win and they're just struggling coming out of the gate? Well, not even out of the gate anymore. They're 4-5, so they really don't have that many games left until they need to worry. Because honestly, if you lose to this, because you got the Saints coming up, you also got to play the Rams, and you got to play more divisional games against the Cowboys again. You got to play the Redskins twice still, and then you got to play the Giants again. So that's 4 games coming up against your division. And yeah, you beat the Giants. The Giants hopefully are an easy beat for this Eagles team, but when that performance against the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football they showed me no hope. So I don't know. There's just no hope going into Sunday. At the rate of the offense of what the Saints have and what Drew Brees has been doing this season, I really don't see the Eagles competing with that type of offense. Especially, can the defense even stop Drew Brees? Can our offense compete to as many points that New Orleans can score? Because basically going into this game, the only way you're going to win is basically outscoring Drew Brees. That's how you're going to beat the Saints. And I don't know. There's just no more excitement as there was in the beginning of the season. It's just kind of died down after that loss to the Cowboys. And I think it's going to keep going into week after week until we get to the divisional games against the Cowboys, the Redskins, and the Giants. Because when you're playing the Rams and you're playing the Saints, those are really 2 elite teams in the NFC right now. There's really no excitement because you have the 4-5 Eagles right now. They're going against really 2 top-tier teams in the NFC. So that looks like a really big mismatch for the Eagles, but who knows? The Eagles were underdogs before, and they defied odds with Nick Foles, but now you got to defy the odds at being 4-5 right now, and you're just a struggling team overall going into New Orleans against a really top-tier team in the Saints. So, I don't know. Hopefully, this Eagles team can prove everyone wrong and finish the season with a winning record and possibly win the division. But right now, I think you just got to take it game after game. You can't be looking too far ahead. Just look at the game week by week. And I don't know. The Eagles, they just don't have a run game. They don't have defense. Their corners, their safeties, they're all banged up. We can't stop anything. And right now, we're just struggling to score. And even with the Golden Tate trade, a game against Dallas, he didn't even get that many carries. Carson Wentz didn't target him that much. So, right now, that trade really isn't proving anything with the offense because he really hasn't gotten many looks because Carson Wentz hasn't thrown the ball to him. So, hopefully this game against the Saints, it's different where he gets more looks and he spreads the field out more. Because even though our running backs aren't, a really good wide receiver can open up the running game. So, hopefully this game against the Saints can wake this Eagles team up and hopefully they can rise and go on a good stretch to the end of the season. But right now, there's just no excitement. I have low expectations right now going to this game. So What are your guys' thoughts about going into this game against the Saints? What do you think the Eagles need to do to improve going throughout the rest of the season? Do you think they can win the division, or do you think they're just going to fall out? Or, like, not even make a wild card at all? So don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section, drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, boys, and I'll see you in the next video.